Now, with the robot Scorpion defeated, we automatically will face Dr. Mobius! Yes, I'm getting into the spirit of things here in the Forbidden Zone. Oh, this looks kind of like the other dome, except a bit darker. Mood lighting and all that. And there's one fellow. Ah, that's, guess that's Dr. Mobius. Well, he won't be too hard to beat. Ooh, some books. I can maybe process those later. I'm just taking his, things, by the way. Hey, you!
Huh? Yo, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard
Wow,
to
your
tell these
thing
days.
needs some maintenance.
You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps?
Yes!
It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright.
Oh, now you're clothering with
Little
flattery,
hard
are
to
you?
see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely.
I've defeated your giant Robo-Scorpion, and you're next!
Whoa, did I leave that on?
Yes!
I thought I'd powered it down. Was wondering what was causing the power outages.
Seriously? You aren't exactly what I was expecting. No, I think that might be a ruse.
Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like?
Well, you have all the
After
speeches.
all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I.
Oh, that's very open-minded of you. Why did you steal my brain?
Oh, a variety of reasons.
Raisins?
You're something of a homily. The anomaly? You're really quite special, and not in the cranially challenged way. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain.
Oh,
a
yes.
victim of your own success, as it were. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here.
Oh, that's good!
Can't have brains moving around of their own volition.
Well, exactly. I want my brain back so I can leave.
Now, that seems to be rather hormonal of you.
I'm not hormonal.
Fight response, you know. Hard to cut that out completely. Your brain is here, safe with me.
Don't thump your screen in my face. Yeah. I was rather curious about some things now.
Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. Oh, maybe it was when I found out some unpleasant answers.
Look, I can actually fix your monitor as you're getting ghost reception. I can fix that too.
The ghosts aren't real? That changes everything.
Oh.
Why, I can save my computing power for other perceptual impossibilities. Please be my guest. The receptor is there, and the side-switching wobbly bob, just turn that. Good, good, better. Oh, yes, that feels wonderful. This is even better than my afternoon Mentats break.
You're a burned out junkie, aren't you? Why? I wanted some dramatic villainous like this, that this eye's actually like a monocle, and that we had a villager soda, and you're just a loony. You don't seem as aggressive. Why did your broadcast threaten the think tank constantly?
Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that. Had to work myself up
seriously?
to it. Not usually violent, except when I am. Then, watch out! So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take mentats, I can feel my entire chassis breathe like a big spherical lung.
Yeah, burnout chunky.
As for the psycho, sometimes get the chem dispositories in my tank all switched up. Go in the wrong tube. Still, served its purpose.
What purpose? I'm curious, what purpose? Explain.
I find things curious as well. Go on.
What? Tell me about those robo-scorpions. You can't just build those on a lark.
Well, every scientist needs an army.
Alright, that's
Mine
very
came to
true.
me after these rather large scorpions kept coming in from the desert. Like poisonous frosting. How scary, I thought.
Okay.
But they had survived when nothing else had. Perfect candidates for improvement as a reward for their tenacity. Then I thought, what if they shot energy bolts and acted as walking eyes and data-drained computers and acted as bullhorns?
Well,
then I made them bigger.
That's a brainstorm.
Then I thought about custard.
Oh,
I do so love custard. Or was it mustard? Mustard custard. I miss sugars and salts.
Not mustard gas. But it sounds like you built a robo-scorpion and issued threats to keep the think tank occupied then.
Did I? Maybe I did. Can't have them leaving. Some reason for it. Ethics or, conscience?
Conscience! I like that
You
word.
are quite alike. I'm sure it knows the raisins better than I do.
Everything you've told me doesn't add up. Your plan, even your name. You're tricking me, aren't you, Mobius?
Dr. Mobius. Rather catchy, isn't it? It's my name, and my new name overwrote the old one. This name's as real as you or I, although I believe your brain expressed similar incredulity at the nature of such an appellation.
Well, I imagine it's a
Someone's
very
been
good
watching
brain.
too many old-world science fiction movies, it said. I believe it meant me. I must admit I have a vulnerability for holotape fantasies of planets and robots and all that is forbidden. As for the name I was born with, like the think tank, we were all reprogrammed to forget them, take on new names.
That's
It
tragic.
enforces the recursion loop in our perception programming.
Wait, recursion loop in your... what? You reprogrammed their names as part of a recursion loop? What, to trap their processes?
Now, trap is a rather harsh word.
See, you're
Like
scheming, aren't you?
instrument.
I don't trust
Not an
you.
inappropriate word, but still rather harsh. But, yes, I did take some liberties with their programming. It's all right, they don't remember. I certainly didn't until you said trap, and then I said excrement, and then...
A recursion loop is designed to prevent a flow from information. So, what's...
The radar fence to keep the think tank hemmed in wasn't really enough. They keep testing things.
Yes,
They
they're
would've
scientists.
found a
They're
way to
designed to
disarm
do
it.
that.
I suspect I have Plan 9s in place, but I may have coded myself
Plan
to
9s,
forget
that's the
them,
best
just
plan.
in case. They're probably very dangerous, lethal, or worse. So I had to do something else to keep them occupied here. Or as you like to say, trapped. I prefer to have several Plan 9s in case the 7s fail.
Well, so Plan 9s are the best, especially in space. Clyde, Moby, ooze a circle. They're all loops.
Oh, you figured it out. No pun intended. Dr. O, which is actually not his real name multiplied, since you can't multiply his real name in the first place. Ouroboros,
Ouroboros, yes, that's the snake that eats his own tail. But Klein?
Themselves. And not only themselves, but the world. Sense of time and history. All that is left is what's here. I reprogrammed their chronometers, geometers, and cartography programs.
But why did you do all this scheming, you
here,
crazy
Big Mountain? It
loony
was
hermit?
a merciful lobotomy, really, thinking back. They were my friends, but sometimes they would take things too far. And the world isn't ready for that kind of too-far thing-taking.
Ah, nonsense!
That's my professional
That's not
opinion,
science.
anyway. And I am told I was once quiet professional.
The world does not need to take, the world does not need to be ready. You just mount it and go right at it! The world has a tendency to like it, eventually. So, a minor detail, but the snake devouring his own tail is Ouroboros, not Ouroboros.
Really? It is so unlike me to make an error in anything I do.
Ah, I'm smarter. So if you lobotomize a think tank, why terrorize them as so?
Well, it's simple. Despite their many failings, they are rather bright.
Yes.
They are the think tank for a reason. That I didn't change. Without something to distract them, make them afraid, they would simply deduce what had happened. And
Yes.
when they start deucing it up, then you came along, the final variable solved. They saw that their world was larger than they perceived. Bacteria, finally able to see its host.
Oh. I wouldn't think of them a bacteria, but whatever. But there must have been other signs of the larger world. I mean, just look through some binoculars and stuff.
There have been other visitors to make them doubt their perceptions, but you are the one who dialed back their monitor micromagnifiers.
Oh, I was not aware I did
You
that.
were irrefutable proof that there was a world outside. And then there was the whole brain fiasco, which forced me to take steps. See, your brain had a special kind of wrinkle.
It wasn't a
uniquity
bullet by
that
any
they
chance?
had never
A
thought to
bullet
try
hole?
in all their countless escape attempts.
The only wrinkle is the one made by a bullet going through my brain pan.
Yes, very good. I should have mentats ingest you instead of the other way around. Mentats.
Focus, you junkie, focus!
In any event, you showed up at the think tank, and because you had suffered a cranial injury in just the right place, bullets in the head are usually much more fatal, and yours was a light case of bullet headitis.
Apparently.
But it was enough for the auto dock in the sink to change its programming to fix the problem. And the brain
that's
extraction
good.
technology for once worked. That gave the think tank the knowledge its brains couldn't possess. With that knowledge, the procedure can be reversed.
Oh.
If they obtain that procedural data, they can use it to mush and modify their cranial selves into hosts to slip past the radar fence. I'm sure of it.
Oh, well then
And
Dala can
once
have a
they're
body,
off
that
the
would be nice.
reservation,
Klein said he had the idea for the free technology after your broadcast. Is that a coincidence, perhaps?
I consider coincidence to be profanity.
What are you,
along
a
with the
Jedi?
words astrology,
Agreed.
herbal tea,
Yeah.
and luck.
That
So
was
watch it,
nice,
potty
too.
mouth. My threat broadcast is designed to instill and install fear.
Ah, yes.
And along with the emotional download,
fear.
other data rides the fear carrier wave.
I would like a fear
It
carrier
prompted
wave.
them
That would
to
be
focus
awesome.
on retrieving those technologies and bring them to attack
I
me.
could turn fear into a
And
gun.
coincidentally, pardon my language, all those technologies are needed to put a brain, your brain, back into its skull properly.
I see. What was the purpose of the technologies exactly?
The X2 antenna can be used to focus your alpha wave frequency thought patterns. The sneaky suit? Why, it houses a cardiac regulator.
Oh, yeah, so I
And the
noticed.
sonic sound wave projecto emitter was never intended as a weapon. It was a medicinal vertebrae pulse desensitizer.
Maybe, but it works
In
very
short,
well as a weapon.
Brains, a heart, and courage. Spine. I think there was a story once where a band of murderous thugs sought these things.
Oh yes, I heard that
They
story.
had them all the time in the story. Didn't stop them from murdering to get them. And it won't stop the think tank either.
Was there any other data transmitted in your threat broadcast?
Yes, my overly aggressive cammed-up broadcast was designed to keep reinforcing the forget, fear, rinse, and repeat program. Oh, and the get me the things to castrate your only possible escape attempt. But I couldn't delete you
What a
or
schemer,
your
this
rival any
junkie.
more than I could the other visitors. Only so much science can do when you started talking to them. You're really quite difficult to ignore, you know.
Yes, I
It's
am
because you're,
a fair
well,
presence.
rather intriguing, if you'll forgive an old brain for saying so.
As I've been told so many times. I'm a very interesting person. But now, let's ponder this. The think tank downloaded these schematics. The items, they can rebuild them stronger, more powerful.
Oh, that means my plan is a total failure.
Yep.
That is unfortunate. Oh well, at least I tried.
That was a stupid plan anyway. I'm curious about other things.
Yes, this is getting interesting. You are just filled with these little slices of curiosity, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I guess I just need my brain back now.
Do you? You seem fine without it.
True.
And does it even want to go back with you?
Well, of course it
Maybe
does.
you
I'm
should
awesome.
ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions.
Oh, well,
Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes.
no I shouldn't. It's my brain. Time to go then. Goodbye.
Indeed. The goodbye part of our little chat then. Goodbye. Please mind the equations on the floor.
Where? I don't see any equations. Oh, a nice little fixing things. For some reason, this plan seemed overly elaborate. Whatever. My dear, his speech nonsense is infecting me now. So, brain. Is this brain? Ah, there it is! Hello there, brain! Are you having a nice swim? Hello?
Well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, hmm?
Wow,
Throwing
you
some bits
sound
of
sucky without my
radioactive
voice.
muck again?
Hello there, brain!
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
Would you like a kick in the... No, I can't kick him in the balls. I have those. Yeah, why are you being such a dick? I have to dick!
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, a, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge.
Look, you
And
don't
have we
mind the
forgotten who got
tetanus.
shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave?
I took vengeance for that, you know.
Enjoyed that little moment.
Well, you make decisions. Of course you're responsible. You're my brain.
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership.
Ah,
All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone,
yeah,
do
well.
you know where those come from?
My balls?
Glands.
Oh,
They come from glands.
almost.
Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are.
Ah, I see. But still, you're the motives of most of those glands, unless you're arguing that my thyroids are to blame. Which I will say that my thyroids are very impressive.
Well, look, it's all a very complex system of biofeedback and other things I wouldn't expect you to understand.
I understand plenty, brain sir. Just admit you're as glandular as I am.
Oh,
I just have the
all
better
right.
glands, you know.
Perhaps I am, but at least I'm logical about it.
So how the hell did Mobius get you?
After the think tank extracted me from your skull, they fell to bickering amongst themselves. I'm sad to say we were quite forgotten about.
Idiots.
Dr. Mobius saw an opportunity to gain some leverage and had me spirited away to his dome.
Well, he should have spared away back to my dome. And how did he manage that then?
I don't know. I'm afraid the trauma of our separation rendered me quite insensate. I didn't come around until I was safely ensconced in this tank.
Ah,
I'm quite sure whatever he did was highly scientific, though.
seems like a pretty unlikely coincidence.
Hardly. Dr. Mobius
That'll
keeps a
piss him
close
off.
optical sensor on the goings-on at the think tank. As soon as he saw the opportunity, he took it.
Maybe that's the eye that's on the big screen there. Alright, something else then.
Well, as long as your curiosity is satisfied.
Not yet. How about we get reunited? And then we can go have some more glandular adventures!
I'm not going to lie.
Remember,
to you.
Lucy?
The prospect is definitely not that appealing.
Oh?
Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions.
Oh, those biological
Do you know
functions
how
are
much more
great.
you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
You don't have to look that far for places to urinate, you just go where you walk. Or maybe in a bottle. But what about those good things? A cool breeze, good food, and hot Lucy action?
Overrated biological feedback.
Nonsense!
Believe me,
How
only
dare you
feel
call
that
those
way because you've
overrated?
got all that meat. Oozing hormones.
Oh yes, hormones. Isn't that true? You only feel this way because you're lacking those awesome, awesome hormones.
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
So, we're at an impasse. You can feel what I feel, and I can think the way you think.
Indeed. Quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
Check us. No, that's maybe not working. My brain would have an advantage there. Well, I think we can trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we're separated, and we can't have the awesome things, and also we can't leave!
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
Oh, I'm getting better along with my brain. Most people would not say that. So, what do you say, Brain? Join me for them wild, wild wasteland adventures?
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem.
Oh?
Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here.
Oh,
We
well.
would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
Oh, those bastards! Well, then let's go make them share. Come on, Brain, it's stomping time!
Oh, lovely. We've reached the mindless violence portion of the program.
Yes, the best
Tell me,
part.
What exactly are you, and I use the word loosely, planning?
How they for the brains have forgotten little things. Think about sharp blades and heavy clubs of steel!
Going the old-fashioned route, are we?
Yes!
I rather like it.
Good.
What's next?
If the think tank won't hold up the end of the bargain, we'll make them! Let's go!
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar.
Damn
I
right!
suppose now
I
that we're
like my
reunited,
brain.
you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem.
Oh well, we'll
Right
see
then,
what's
off
useful.
we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Aha! So I'll just stick my brain in his back then. I have a doggy
They
brain
said I
here.
was mad. Preposterous. Not an angry bone in my body. Had them all removed.
What a lunatic. Well, I think I'll empty this place out while Mobius is rambling about. And then we will face Klein and his little scummy plans. Not holding up his part of the deal, that's not acceptable. So, till then, Brain and I are going fun stomping. Ah!